Now, 8 EFF supporters have also appeared briefly in the Blue Downs Magistrate's Court on charges of public violence. They were arrested on Friday, and that was during a protest against alleged racism at the Brackenfell High School. Now, they were not asked to plead, however. They were all released on a warning. Their case was postponed to the 12th of February next year. EFF leadership in the province have condemned the arrests and what they term unfair treatment by our police. Our reporter Vanessa Poonah has more.
8 EFF supporters that were arrested in Brackenfell on Friday during the chaos that ensued during that protest action have appeared very briefly in the Blue Downs Magistrate's Court here behind me. Now, we understand that all 8 of those supporters that were charged with public violence have been released on a warning and are due to appear in court again on the 12th of February. Joining me to speak about this matter is EFF Provincial Chairperson Melikaya Kleko. Melikaya, good afternoon to you. So we understand that your 8 supporters that appeared in court today will now have been released on a warning and they are due to appear back in court again next February. Just in terms of the support outside this court here today, you also have bemoaned the police's actions in Brackenfell last Friday. Tell us why you've come out in your numbers here today.
Our message is very clear, that let us have our people protected. We've got nobody else to defend us except ourselves. The state, which is the police, that we solely depended on when we went there to Brackenfell, it turned against us. So the message is very clear that we don't have anyone except ourselves.
Now, you've been very critical of the police on the ground in Brackenfell. You were saying that the same measures used against EFF supporters were not used against another group that actually had come to protest, or rather that were present outside Brackenfell. Why do you say that?
A man who threw out a firearm on a Monday when we went to that school, he discharged it 4 times in front of the police. He was released on a warning. He didn't even go to the cells. And yet people who were unarmed, they were just standing there peacefully saying that we want to hand over our memorandum. They were kept since Friday. They were released today. That's a kind of posture that the police have taken. We asked them nicely that we want to hand over our memorandum. Escort us to go and hand over our memorandum. They resort to utilize maximum force against peaceful demonstrators.
Melikaya, as I understand it, the permit that the EFF had obtained allowed for 100 protesters. There were over 1,000 people there on Friday. Can you just explain to us, because there had been some negotiation with police, after which 500 people were allowed. Explain that to us, please.
The police, we asked them nicely during the tricameral meeting and say to them, let us have contingency arrangement, because it can happen. Once the EFF speak, the people listen to it. There might be sympathizers there that might come uninvitedly. So what we need to have is to have measures in place that will be able to resolve the situation. The police agreed with us. That is why even when we were interacting with them, they agreed that, okay, Porter,
our share of 50%.
Who was in charge there, his surname is Porter. He agreed with us, okay, we cannot take 100 people there out of those masses. Let's take 500. The rest must be moved towards where the track is of the EFF, so that they would be able to listen and be entertained, keep them busy, so that they do not get frustrated and agitated. But a guy called Prince Lou, out of the blue, he decides that they must shoot at the people. He must disperse the people. We say now you are being reckless and you are being insensitive of the situation, because there's women here, there is people who are vulnerable, some of them they are disabled, who came there to send a very clear message against racism, but those people do not carry any arms. Why must you shoot?
So as I understand it, Melikaya, the EFF has not yet had the opportunity to hand over this memorandum to Brackenfell High School.
We are going back. That is the message. We are going back there. We are going to hand over our memorandum there, and we're still going to get our beret. That white man called Johan Spies, he must bring that beret, or else we know his address. We can go to his house anytime and go and fetch our beret. That thing that he has done is a symbol of conquering black people. He will take our beret. That is a national symbol of the EFF. He must never touch that.
And then just finally, Melikaya, the City of Cape Town says that it's busy counting costs of the damage that was done to various municipal buildings, law enforcement vehicles and so on. with a view to getting this money back from those that were participating in this march on Friday. As the EFF, what is your stance on this?
They are very foolish. They are very foolish and clownish. They know people do not have anything. We are just coming from COVID-19. People are unemployed. They will not be able to do anything. They shot at the people. That law enforcement of the city of Cape Town was also there. It participated in agitating those people to be angry. They must take full responsibility for what they've done to our people. It's them, the city of Cape Town. They must stop being clownish and foolish. We don't have time to go to entertain those clowns.
Thank you very much for speaking to me. Likaya Kleko, of course, the provincial chairperson of the EFF here in the Western Cape, talking to us after 8 of their supporters appeared in the Blue Downs Magistrates Court here today following violent clashes that broke out outside Brackenfell High School last Friday.